The 4th of November 2013, here's the latest update from Keenan.
Hi. Heard my names all over the internet today on some interview with Benjamin and Karen Hudes. Then again, I heard it was off. It was taken off because statements weren't accurate. Karen had made inaccurate statements throughout, as always, and Benjamin was basically being the journalist doing what he does best. I guess that is flushing someone and finding out what they know and they don't know. And in this case, he found out that she didn't know too much. But I get an apology from Benjamin today stating that somebody hacked into his computer and put it on there. And Karen also sent me a message stating that she had requested YouTube to take it off the server, off the line, and she claims that had been done, but it's still out there, and a lot of damage has been done. And you know, I've given them a lot of room. I mean, I haven't seen you people in a long time because for a month I've been here, and I've had to deal with the problems here, and the problems are pretty big. I mean, we're allowing the bad guys to catch up to us because of many reasons. One reason in particular is they poisoned me again, and I'm better now. I'm better, and I'm going to fix this problem that we have over here. We're gonna end this ball game. Don't believe for a second that Karen Hudes is going to finish this ball game for you. Don't believe it. She has nothing to do with the East. She's talking about the West, and the West doesn't have a dime. And the assets she's talking about belong to the family again from here. Okay? She's made it very clear to us that 80% of the assets in the World Bank belongs to the family. Now, where are they going to get the money in the West from if they don't get it from the family? And Karen Hudes has already shot herself in the foot there. They had the door to the World Bank open for her if she wanted it. They could have opened it. Allied Barton wouldn't have stood in the way of the family, and she could have walked in. That's what she wanted. You know, but she made a statement today that about the Black Book, when Benjamin mentioned Black Book and the books that I produced, and how she never worked with me. She wouldn't work with me. I never worked with Neil Keenan. I wouldn't work with Neil Keenan. Well, you know something, she did work with Neil Keenan. Neil Keenan got her the interview, or got her the connection to, let's just say, S.E. Chang, who could open those doors for her at the World Bank. Okay? But what she decided to do is what she says she never does. She went around our back. And when she went around our back, she did a complete no-no because the family called me. And I threw her out. I did. Karen didn't walk away. Karen cannot say she never worked with us. We helped her. We went out to help her. She hurt herself. She'd be in that bank right now possibly if she had done things the way things are usually done with good people. Karen talks. And I think when she talks about the World Bank, she probably talks better than anybody. But you take her out of the World Bank and you know something? She's just another layman out there in the street who thinks they know something. There's gold here in Indonesia, Karen. Tell people there's not. There's gold here. Lots. You talk about the gold in the Vatican, but when Benjamin asked you if you've ever seen it, you haven't. Talk, 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 talk. You do a good job. But then again, you don't ever be quiet long enough for somebody to ask a question. For example, Jean Haynes. When she was asking you questions, you started talking over her. You didn't give her an opportunity to talk. You screamed at her, basically. You tried to do the same thing with a dear friend, actually. Just the other day when he interviewed you. You tried to keep talking with Rod Class. Rod Class lets you talk because he had all day and all night. For 2.5 hours you talked, and then all of a sudden an expert like Rod Class gets in there and just nails you to the wall. And it's sort of funny because you ran out of things to say other than gotta go, gotta go. You sure did have to go. This man was literally tearing you apart and making you look foolish during that interview, especially at the end when you had to go. broad class, you know, great job, because these people need to be exposed. The ones that think they know everything, that know very little. They're experts in some fields, and we should pay attention to what they know. But we shouldn't listen to all the stories. By the way, Karen, you said I was invited to Monaco. You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know anything about Monaco. You weren't there. You weren't invited. Nobody from your bank was invited, or the IMF or BIS. You don't know if I was invited or I wasn't. By the way, I wasn't invited. Okay? So you're just winging your crap up against the wall every place you go, and you're hoping something sticks. Now, you said an awful lot about me on that tape. Benjamin might have flushed you, but you know something? You did the talking. It was your big mouth that talked about me, not Benjamin. Benjamin put it out there. What about Neil Keenan? And you just whoa, and people listened. But now people are listening to me. And I think, Karen, that you've got to have a little more tact and a little more class to be the person that you want to be. And you've got to listen, because God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth so you can listen twice as much as you talk. And you do a lot more talking than listening. Anyway, there's other things I could say. And, wow. Karen, before I leave, I don't want to leave this issue yet, because I'm all over the internet because of you and your make-believe baloney. Okay? What about Lucius Tan and Henry C., Karen? What about them, the people you work with from the Philippines? Huh? I got emails from people telling me you work with them. I know who they are. That's the Filipino Mafia. What are you doing with them? Tell the people that one, Karen. Okay? And also, why is his Skype message to you, his file, why is it still sitting on your email, on your Skype, unopened? You don't want to deal with that man, Karen. You know why? The man knows a lot more than you. He already told you what you are in relation to being a lawyer. You didn't like it. He caught you by your skirt and he pulled. And you know something? You ran. You ran. You showed your color. It's called yellow. Anyway, Karen, another thing. We're talking about black books and that thing. Oh, I wouldn't work with Neil Keenan. What's he doing? Karen, you're the whistleblower, not me. You're the one with the big mouth telling on everybody, not me. I talked about the black book, sure. And you know something? I watched all those people run to hell, didn't I? All your people, Karen, from your ilk, ran. Okay? Not from my ilk, from your ilk. The people that know me were happy I did it. Because those sons of bitches that you are working with, you know something? They're absolute bastards and they're trying to kill our people. You can talk all you want, Karen, about the Vatican and about this and about the rule of law, which is never going to happen. More crap. I begin to wonder what side you're on. I think you're on the other side. That's what I think. And I've had to question that for a long time. Okay? I've questioned it for a long time. It's from the day you tried to go around us, Karen. I wondered, who the hell are you? And I'm beginning to see, and I do see. And it's just, that's all. Anyway, what's the black book, Karen? Do you know? What's the book of conveyance? What's the book of Maklamad? What's the blue book? What's the red book? You have any idea, Karen? I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you don't. But you might try to guess at something. You're good at that. There's plenty of gold, Karen, too. Just so you know. You're lost in that one. Then again, you've been pretty lost ever since you stepped out of the World Bank, from what I see. The World Bank is your home. Go back to it and deal with it. That's the only thing I think you know what to do, how to do. Karen, by the way, 80% of the World Bank's assets belong to the Dragon family. And they belong to the family. You know? See, Chang can help you there. You blew it. You blew it. You never would have gotten it anyway. The West isn't going to get that money again. It's not going to happen like that. Never again, Karen. So you're just tooting your horn. It happened once. It won't happen again. It happened for 100 years. the Dragon family funds have been used illegally for 100 years by the West. It's now being returned. They're not going to let it happen again. As a matter of fact, while you're sitting on your backsides over there, you and your group, David Cameron is making move with the Chinese because he's fed up with the United States. He's already used and abused you. When I say Cameron, I mean the English, the Bank of England and others. They've used and abused you, and now they're going to let the U.S. go, and they're going to try to make their marriage with the Chinese so they can use and abuse the Chinese. That's not going to happen either. You know something? They're not as foolish as we were. They watched and learned from our mistakes. It's Karen, it's you know, Benjamin, I'm disappointed in you as always, but nevertheless, in this case here, the journalistic job you did, which is to flush and get comments, I can't say much about it because that is your job. But I'm going to let my attorneys deal with everything from here on in. And, you know, by the way, Karen, the other thing, you don't make deals with people. When you were referring to the Dragon family in regards to your conversation with Count Albert, S.C. Chang, let me tell you, he never offered you a deal. You were told to get lost. Okay? You were told to get lost. So you can tell everybody whatever you want, but we know different. Okay? Boy, this girl just keeps rolling it up and rolling it up. You know, and she thinks, and people do believe you. So, you know, let them believe you. Anyway, let's get rid of this. This is ridiculous, and, you know, let's get rid of it. I think it's in our best interest to get rid of it now. I mean, you know, you know now what we've known when from the time she screamed at Jeannie, and when Jeannie tried to ask her a question, and she raised her voice and she just screamed at her and kept screaming, so Jeannie couldn't ask a question. Over-talked her. I mean, just shouting. It's a turnoff. Anyway, that's your problem now. What I said was truth. Everything I said here is all truth. You have to deal with what I said, Karen. I've got the documentation and the stuff to prove it. Okay, you have nothing. Nothing. Now you deal with it. Okay? People, I know what's out there, what she said. And basically it's just plain, if you want to know, bullshit. That's what it is. And I'm responding to that bullshit. So from here on in, keep my name out of your conversations, Karen. I don't care who you talk to. My lawyers we'll be hearing from my lawyers, I'm sure. Okay, you've asked for it, you got it. You sent me a message about a half hour ago telling me that you've taken everything off YouTube. Or most of YouTube's. Well, there's still many, many places out there carrying it, let me tell you. And I'm not happy, and I told you in the beginning, if you let it out, I'm going to come after you people. Get ready. Get ready. I'll be coming. Oh, boy. Anyway, the next thing we can talk about very quickly, as you can see, I'm feeling better. The bulldog's back. But I don't like being lied about. You can talk about me all you want, as long as it's true. You can call me names, I can handle the names. Because I call you names too. But damn it, when they start saying this and start saying that, and you know, you help them. You went out of your way to help them. And they come out and they say, oh gee, you know, we didn't want to, we didn't make the deal because we don't make deals with them. Family didn't ask her for him to make any deal at all. They were going to help him. And then she called him a bankster, a lawyer, a mafia. The guy has been helping everybody. And S.C. Chang is one of the better people we're going to meet in our lifetimes. He's going to be coming out to help us too, not Karen Hudes, with her big pocket. Dragon family would finance our new energy grid too, I'm sure, once we get rid of these bums. So we wouldn't have any problem there either. And it's a shame. It's a shame that we even have to talk about it, don't you think? I mean, Benjamin's charging $16 for shit. I'd send it to you for nothing. I've got it. Jean will give it to you for nothing. She's got it. Don't pay any money for this garbage. Now, I thought I had some other notes here, which I've been printing when I was thinking about how mad I was. And, you know, we got George in Australia. I mean, that's a problem all in itself. The fact that George is over there still in Australia and he can't get over here. It seems like the Australian government has been blocking him for the longest period of time. And George will be very helpful in the global accounts. I mean, can't get him here though. They've been waiting a month now here for George to come in. You know, they've stolen his passport within the last couple of months, and everything's been done to this poor guy. And he's instrumental right now in helping me here. On the other hand, Nelu's still waiting for his Supreme Court file number, case number, and we'll be doing something for Nelu this week, I believe. I think the Supreme Court is going to be fair with Nelu, from what I understand. They think they'll be fair. What you got to realize is Nelu was never even told the charges he was facing. He just listened to them. Naive, young, scared, and listening to them. And he is where he is because of his father-in-law. We are going to be doing something to help him soon. We have done everything we can do to this point. There's something else coming up. We will do that. Getting back to everything else, Rod Klaas did a real wonderful job in his interview with Karen Hudes. You might want to listen to that. He let her talk for 2.5 hours. I think what you want to listen to is the last half hour or more, just so you can see how he had her when she was hemming and hawing, and you know she didn't know even the fact that her license, her law license, her legal license to practice was registered in the Templar Court in the city of London. She had no idea. You know, but then again, I don't think many people have an idea. I'm not going to begrudge her on that one. So, Karen, a lot of people wouldn't know that. Most people in America have no idea. They have no idea about this big charade going on, and that we're all the puppets in it, and that the elite are the ones pulling the strings, and we're all just basically the actors. And like Shakespeare said, this great stage called the earth. You know, we had the robber barons in the 1920s, and we thought we stopped them with the monopolies and so on, the Pullmans and Vanderbilts and Rockefellers. Well, you know, we never stopped them. They just got bigger and bigger. And now they control everything. Our job to take it down. Our job to stop the financing. This is where the financing is, right here. Everything over there might be nothing over there other than paperwork, which they can still use. But it's wise to stop it here, because this is where they're taking things from and bringing them other places so they can start again. This is what's happening. Karen, you know, you can keep talking. I really don't care, but you know, it's gonna come back and bite you. It might not be me, it might be somebody else. Anyway, what can I say? I think I've said it all pretty well. George, you got to get your backside over here. We need you. I'm feeling great, actually, right now. I'm full of piss and vinegar again. I got to thank everybody for their help. All the people who have assisted us with the donations and so on. We're still trying to work some things out, and I might go and try to find what I need myself. Now that I'm feeling better. That way there, at least we know we have it. Because we need it. We need to stop the fight now. We don't need to let this go on any further. It's going on long enough. So, if you don't, it's been a month since you've heard from me or more. It might be 3 weeks before you hear from me again. I've got to get this stuff done. It's the most important thing to us. It preserves us. It saves us. It allows our families to continue. And that, to me, that's more important than everything else right now. You know, we got kids, we got grandmas and grandpas, and you know, you might be a grandma and a grandpa, and you got kids, you know, grandsons, and these are things that we have to deal with. These are the real things. This stuff with somebody putting my name out there and talking about me, it's irrelevant, really. You know, it might make them look good because they're talking about me, but the bottom line is, I fight back. I fight back. I don't sit here and I don't play dumb. Okay, I fight back. On the other hand, you know, it's been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a week. It's got to be a better week, better part to the week right now coming now. Anyway, with all the things we've got to do, George, again, you know, I'm not sure if Australia's stopping you from coming over here, but they're sure as hell trying to get the things. So, you know, you got to move. You got to move. In Australia, leave them the hell alone. We need them here. Take care. Jeannie, be a good girl. I mean it. Be a good girl. Drake, stop that noise you make. Whatever kind of noise that is. Everybody, you know, everybody out there is giving a hand one way or another. And, you know, Jean's still Jean's still the catalyst. She's still the matron of the whole operation over there. She, you know, she's the umbrella. And she's the one I go to for help. And she's doing a great job. She's tired. We're all tired. You know, maybe we all need a martini, I don't know, but anyway, I've said enough, don't you think? I think so. And Joe's over here looking at me, yawning, and Joe is rubbing his eyes, and so it's what time? Oh, 10 after 11. It's bedtime for Joe. You know, good night, Joe. Good night, Joe. You know, and Joe sleeps all times, in chairs, everywhere. I mean, I know everybody sleeps so much in my life. He sleeps in the bathtub if he can't sleep in a chair. Anyway, good night, everybody, and take care. And we're all doing well. Michael, thank you for your help. Michael Dunn. Peter, great job. Thank you. You know, we're getting help everywhere from all our people. Matthew, thank you. You're all out there busting your asses doing things that have to be done. David, great conversation the other night with you, David Wilcott. And I'd also like to thank Gregory. Great job, buddy. Denise, Grammy, you've all helped, and you know, I hope that when this is all over with, that everybody can throw back each one of us a bottle of tequila. Just joking. See y'all later. Ciao, ciao, and be good. Oh, Tom Woodlaw, thank you. Benjamin. No, I'm not meeting with Leo Zagami and Sackley. No. Absolutely not. They have no value to us. None. And what do you want? Like, on vacation with the bad guys? I can find my own bad guys. I don't need to find yours. Anyway. Benjamin, sleep well. Benjamin's my buddy no matter what. Dr. Vandermeer, God bless you up above. Who am I forgetting? Michael, not done. Thank you, Michael, for all you've done to help us. Michael from Virginia. Thank you. Anyway, you're all doing a great job. Thank you. And God bless. Good night. Take care. I wish you well, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. Sorry for my attitude.